What's up, everyone? This is North Dakota State University wide receiver Steven Sproles here, and I'm excited to announce that I have a live radio interview with the man himself, Steven Cuoco. It'll be on Power 98.5 radio, and you can catch it at 12 p.m. Central Time. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, this is Nick Mayhew, three-time gold medalist and three-time world record holder, and you're listening to Power 98.5.
We don't play the social game. We are social. Power 98.5. You're listening to Power 98.5, powered by United Angels Dream, your number one resource for public relations, entertainment, and multimedia. Contact them today at unitedangelsdream.com.
Hi, this is Dan Aykroyd. He's progressive. He's beautiful. He's thoughtful. He's intelligent. He's powerful. He's positive. He is Steven Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio.
Empowering listeners from the US to the UK. Live on air with Steven Cuoco.
Woo! Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You are with me live on air with Steven Cuoco on Power 98.5 Satellite Radio. Hope you're tuning in on either the iOS or Android app. Alexa, you can listen to Power 98.5 Satellite Radio in your vehicle if you got Alexa available. Once again, I own the satellite radio station. I get asked quite often, is this on Sirius XM? Is what's going? This is Power 98.5 Satellite Radio, and yes, Steven Cuoco here. I own the satellite station. We are based out of Manchester, UK, and here in the States in New York City. Well, you can head on over to power985.com, click the bottom tick in the bottom right-hand corner. We can answer any questions. Got a good team ready to, let you know, hey, you got an MP3, a new track, what's coming up. You got an event, let us know. If we can go ahead and travel to the location, we will come there and be there live and broadcast live with you. What else is going on? Anything else? Well, hey, y'all know we've got Phoenix Sproles with us today. My Aries buddy, Mr. 22-year-old, who's going to be 23 coming up next year. But we're not going to age him too fast. This young cat, he's got a lot of things going on. He reminds me of a young, clean-cut, buff, big version of one of my favorite, people. But, hey, he knows who I'm talking about. It's Snoop Dogg, all right? So without further, ado, okay, from here, we're going to go ahead and introduce Phoenix. He's from NDSU, and in December of 2021, he had graduated with a bachelor's degree in management communication, but he's also known as a wide receiver. In football, you're golden, you're of light, Mr. Phoenix Sproles. I mean, what else do we need to know, and should we and the listeners and everybody here and all around the world know about who is Phoenix Sproles?
Wow, that might have been the best introduction I've ever heard. Thank you so much for having me. Man, to know more about me, I mean, just like you said, football, bachelor's degree, doing my master's right now. There's a lot going on. So I just want everyone to know that, more than just a football player, got an off-the-field personality too. And one day I hope to show you guys maybe on a screen here pretty soon. We'll see.
All right, so when we think about your degree, do you plan to do anything with that? Or, as you said you're going for your master's, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
When will you be finished with that?
So this is my first semester of taking master's classes right now. I will be done with college, though, after this semester, because I'm going to pursue football. So, in a perfect world, I would be a professional football player. So I'm thinking a good, healthy career, anywhere between 4 to 8 years, playing professional football, and then coming back to finishing my master's then. So, it could be 4 years from now, and it could be 8 years from now. So it's kind of, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything flows.
Now, you can do whatever you want in this world. There are so many options and opportunity. Why football?
Yeah. Geez. I think at the age of 9, my first time putting on pads, fell in love with the game. There's nothing that could make me feel the way how scoring a touchdown does, or making a crazy catch, or making somebody miss. And football has just given me so many positive influences on my life, whether it's being coaches or the big one, teammates, creating, that brotherhood. All my best friends are all football players. And it's the family environment that you get from playing football. There's nothing that compares to it. So football is probably, if not it's probably more. It means more to me than life. It's what I've been doing for almost 15 years, 15 years, give or take. And I want to keep doing it till I can't. So that's just how important football is to me.
So far, and I've got to ask, because you and I have not spoken of this, any injuries, or have you stayed away from not having to see the hospital or anything else, hopefully?
I got a couple times with the injury bug. Before college, I tore my left ACL in my knee. So that was before college, so nothing until then. But in college, though, I had one major injury. Tore my right meniscus in my right knee in 2020. That's the only injury I've ever had. But I played, a lot of games. So, I guess COVID, you could say, even how bad COVID was, kind of helped me out in a sense, where they gave everyone an extra year with athletics. So they granted everyone an extra free year because COVID held a lot of people back. And obviously some people didn't play a whole year. So without COVID, I probably would be pursuing the professional career. So I wouldn't even be in college right now. So, yeah.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, so yeah, just one injury in college.
But that is not something that's going to limit you, obviously.
No, not at all. I've persevered way more than that. So no.
It seems as though those are common injuries in football. Am I getting that correct?
You are 100% correct. Knee injuries are major, especially being a wide receiver. We cut a lot. We change the direction quickly. We stop on a dime. It happens. And actually, mine was a contact injury. So usually they're non-contact ones. So usually it's yourself. You cut and twist, and usually you tear your knee like that in football. But mine, I got hit in the back of my leg and rotated my knee, and that's what made my meniscus tear. But yeah, they're very common.
I don't only answer if you're comfortable, because I'm not going to be asking you a question. For those who are listening, we've got my good friend Steven Sproles here. You're not concerned or worried about like arthritis or anything about, when you're in your late 20s, early 30s, or is this just something you can really bounce back effectively, quickly, ice it, hot it, whatever you need to do? You're going to be good?
So actually, I know for a fact at some point, I'm going to develop arthritis in probably both knees. But that's kind of the risk that we know as football players, and especially with knee injuries. Anytime you tear your ACL or have a pretty big surgery like that, you're definitely going to have a risk at arthritis. But thankfully, nowadays there's a lot of more exercises and stuff that you can do. People are researching these knee injuries more and more. And I know of people that have had multiple knee surgeries on the same knee or both knees, and are in their 30s and 40s and still doing whatever they were doing when they were in their 20s. So I'm not too worried about it. I know that there's always the possibility of developing that or definitely having arthritis, but it's the risk we take as football players, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. There's nothing I'd rather be doing than playing football right now. So if that's what comes with it, I guess so be it.
You've ever done acupuncture, or will you consider doing it?
Oh yeah, dry. So we use so acupuncture that helps, but dry needling goes a lot deeper. That's a little way more painful than acupuncture. So I've actually had my knee dry needled, where you can bone peck. So you take the needle and go into the top of your bone by your knee, and you can tap your kneecap so it can bleed a little bit, so it can help healing. So like tendonitis and things like that. So like I said earlier, there's like a lot of new ways that people are protecting their knees now. And bone pecking is one of them. So like I said, the dry needle goes through your knee, not through, but pretty deep, and you can peck the bone and make it bleed. So the blood will help heal that tendon, because tendon need blood to heal. And dry needling my hamstring a lot. Just a whole bunch of preventative stuff just to stay healthy throughout the season and for the long of my career.
I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not joking. You taught me something, because I've done, and I still do from time to time, acupuncture. Mm-hmm. And you know how those needles are placed. That is more than enough for me.
Yes,
but wait, you're telling me? Hell no. No way. And you're doing that awake?
I've done, so last year I did it almost every week. This year, I haven't done it a lot this year. I think because of last year, I think doing all that stuff last year helped me out to stay even healthier this year. So I think I dry needled twice, I think, this season. And it's painful, but hey, again, it gets the job done.
How long do you sit there per session?
It's not too long. So if you're just doing the bone pecking for your tendons or whatever you're by your knee, that could be maybe 2-3 minutes, just pecking real quick, and then my whole body sweats. The table's all soaked because my body's sweating. But I have a high pain tolerance. I have a bunch of tattoos, so I'm not familiar with needles, so that kind of helps a lot. But if you're someone new to needles, I'd advise having someone there to help you get through it, because you're going to feel that for sure.
Ooh, I seriously, just to know the experience of acupuncture and what I've gone through with that in certain areas, especially when they like to, we're going to go and get in between your toes. I'm like, oh, hell no. I've got a whole body here. You're telling me you want to go between the toes to get to my neck? I've got to get up here to the neck.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
But God bless it. Listen, you guys, and no BS, you do not get paid enough in your sport for what you have to go through constantly. The meals, the training, the risk. You know, even when you're training, you have no idea that you're going to come out better or the same as when you went in. Seriously, there is not enough millions on the table to compensate what you are risking.
Man, you said it. You said it. Just being in college football for 5 years now, I've seen, guys get injured just working out, just workouts, not even actual game time. Anything can happen at any moment, especially how hard we train as college athletes. It's just wear and tear on your body sometimes, tendinitis, shoulder pain, impingements in your shoulder, back problems. I mean, you name it. It happens. It's all part of, the lifestyle. We all, like I said earlier, we all know the risks, but you just never expect it to happen to you. So, I know football is not the most paid professional sport. Obviously there's a lot more players on a team than, baseball and basketball and other sports that pay more, but man, it sucks sometimes, because I know these guys, those professional athletes, I know what they go through. They deserve to get paid. It's a grind, and they deserve it.
For those that are tuning in, we've got Steven Sproles here. Incredible, young, talented young man, only 22 years old. I'm going to say he's going to be, if not already, a football legend. If you got any questions for Phoenix, head on over to power985.com, or if you're on the Power 98.5 satellite radio app, click that bottom tick, that little thing right there in the bottom right-hand corner. Send us in a question, a suggestion, your thoughts. I've got some questions for you. And as you know, I don't pre-plan anything. However, I was watching TikTok or on TikTok lately, and I saw this one video, and there were some suggestions of questions. And I thought, you know what? There is no better person for me to ask some of these questions than you, Phoenix. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is your bucket list location and why?
That's a really good question.
Well, thanks to TikTok.
Yeah, that's good. I don't really think about that. Being in college at North Dakota for 5 years and being a college athlete, you don't get a lot of time to, go to places. So I've actually really wanted to go to Hawaii. I mean, it's still in the United States, but Hawaii actually just sounds super cool. I don't know, just being on the beach or attempting to surf or trying to surf, and just being in that whole other side. Like I've never been to Jamaica. I think when I was 8 years old, and that was like the only time I've been out of the United States. But obviously Hawaii is in the United States, but Hawaii would be great. I'd love to visit Hawaii.
What are the top 3 lessons you would teach your younger self?
That's good.
That's why I wrote them down.
That is good. I'm going to say the first one would be time management, especially in college. I mean, high school, you kind of have more time to do things. College, you're really on your own. Yeah, of course, you have help and stuff like that from academic staff and whatever it may be, but you're mostly on your own. So making sure you're doing your coursework. So I'd have a calendar, which I do now and have had in college, but I wish I started that in high school. I have a calendar and I write down everything and just check off whatever I did that day. So throughout that whole week, I get everything I need to do done. So time management is one. Mm-hmm. And I would say for a second one, letting things go. When I was younger, probably my freshman year when I was 18, 19, I'd hold on to a lot of things, whether they're negative, most negative things actually. So I'd hold on to them instead of just letting it go and moving on, or I guess football wise, moving on to the next play, you could call it. And just flushing that I learned from, he's a professional football player. His name's Adam Thielen. He plays for the wide receiver for the Vikings. He does a flush thing, which is just flushing whatever just transpired. So he forgets all about it. And I've tried to ingrain that into my life today, but I wish I knew about that 3 years ago. Just to not hold grudges, and whatever anything that bad happens, just flush it, let it go, and move on. And then the third thing would probably be probably stay more in touch with my immediate family. Calling my mom or dad, stepdad, stepmom, brothers and sisters. In college, you kind of forget that, there's still a life outside of what I'm doing right here. And I'd have a tendency not to reach out to people as much as I should. They'll always contact me first. And looking back at it, I know how, as you get older, your parents get older too. So I really need to start contacting them more. Just, tell them you love them, or just keep communicating, because you never know what could happen. So if I could tell my younger self that, just to be in touch and check up on people, that would have made me a lot of better person today.
I'm going to share something with you, and I've made it a point to never share anything unless there's a darn good reason to. So with that, I would like to gift you the opportunity to know how serious it is when not contacting someone, and hope that with this new awakening of self-reflection, of connecting with your family, especially your parents. I was adopted, so I know the position you're in, and I put career success and running from my past of not being of it wasn't worry, Phoenix. It was more of wanting to be proud of who I am and knowing everything that my parents who adopted me, of what they saw and believed in me, that there was still a part of me that was running from my past. And where I'm processing and saying this to you is, it was because not that I feared I would ever be like my family with the decisions they made. I just didn't want to be associated or have anyone be like, oh my God, because you work so hard to get to where you are, reputation, professional and otherwise. it's almost like, and seriously, at one time it was embarrassment, but then I just got to the point to where when they say your past doesn't define you, it doesn't. But I also believe that in order for your past not to define you, you cannot have a connection to it in any way, even in thought.
Yeah.
So, once again, I put success and my career and education and money and relationships that I've built that I felt were very important outside of family. And my mother, I believe she was in her 70s or so. It's actually very weird, not weird, but ironic or, serendipitous that we're in this moment right now and that you had answered number 3 that way. That I truly feel to say to you is, my mother was on her way driving to work, regular morning, and a guy coming from the opposite direction had and I went hard into the detectives and everything to figure out, is this true? Is this really happened? But he had a diabetic episode and he passed out behind a wheel. What really pissed me off is I did find out from the detectives that this guy, when they were investigating, he had coffee. He stopped for coffee and donuts. And I said to the detective, this guy who's diabetic, he knew he was diabetic. Why is he just drinking coffee and donuts and knowing his situation and driving on the road? But he happened to hit my mother on the driver's side door, killed her instantly. It was all over the news. My whole point in sharing that is in my mission for success and self-empowerment and power and everything else to be able to make sure that I don't ever have to ask for a favor, that I don't ever have to go to my family and borrow money or anything else, to have lived many years somewhat in that fear, but also that determination to never have to ask for anything, to be able to take care of myself. I put my parents and my family on the shelf, thinking that I would have all the time in the world to see them. And when that happened, not only did I have a almost very difficult time forgiving myself and for the fact that the last conversation I had with my mother, Phoenix, was a very tumultuous one, not on her end, on my end. And any time where I had a difficult time when I was younger is I could not stand when people tried to get too close to me. That lovey-dovey cuddle. I didn't come from a background where you did that. And I was raised to be very suspicious of people that the more loving they are, what the fuck are they up to? And even with my parents who adopted me, I still refused to let them love me the way they believed I deserved to be loved. So with that, thank God, literally for God, my best friend, and everything that was aligned and set up, having that conversation with my best friend, Beck. She knew I would get through it, but I had almost a moment to where I truly believed that I was not going to be able to get through the fact of not only the last things that I said, because my mother was trying to love me and I was rebuking that love and support, for the fact of, my God, I chose things, I spent my entire life refusing to be loved, refusing that support because I didn't want to feel less than, and I didn't want to feel like I failed, because the moment I was scared to think of, when I asked for help, that was going to tell me I failed. And so for what it's worth, with me sharing that with you, do your best to never, and I don't use that word loosely. I've learned a hard lesson to not use the word never loosely. Put yourself in that situation.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because not everybody, once again, no matter what support you have or how emotionally and mentally strong you are, depending on what you last have of a memory and experience with that in which is most dear and loving to you, there's no guarantee you'll be able to bounce back or forgive yourself. there isn't.
Yes, sir. Jeez. I'm going to take all that in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, so it's sitting with that, in this moment, I was going to go to another question, but what I have here in front of me when thinking about memories, and I'm looking at your July 1st post on Instagram, and there was something that stood out very strong to me in this post. And you're with Jackson Howard, and there's a photo of you two standing there. He's got the LSU hat in his hand, and then you have a photo connected to that of you two, obviously younger, and you're in this Park jersey, number 86. Tell us about that. What was going on?
So Jackson is my little brother, little big brother, as you can tell by the picture. Man, he's a senior in high school this year. He just committed to Louisiana State University, LSU. He's a 4-star defensive end out of my hometown, Minnesota. He's the number 1 ranked player in Minnesota in his class. And that picture right there is his commitment day that he did at his high school. I drove back from college, was able to be there with him, which is one of the big days of my life, being able to support him. And then the other picture is when we first started. It feels like yesterday. His birthday's coming up this Sunday. He turns 18. A little emotional, but just really proud of him. Extremely proud of him. He, man, I feel like that's little me right next to me right there. We've been at it for years. We've had the dream of both playing in the NFL together, and it's coming to fruition. So he's graduating high school early in December or January. So he'll actually be moving to LSU in December, January, graduating high school early and starting football down there already. So it's time is flying, and man, that picture means a lot.
And a comment from BJ Hill Jr.
Yep.
From the start, y'all were destined.
Yes, sir. BJ, family friend, grew up. So me and him started elementary school together. Elementary school, middle school, and high school. We've been together since day one. Really close family friend, brother of mine. And he knew what me and my little brother's goals were. I'm pretty sure everyone knows that we've came in contact with. We both wanted to play at the highest level. And, we're going to shoot for that until we can. So just having his support as well means the world. So I got some good people. Me and Jackson both have some good people in our corner.
If money were no object, what would you do?
Honestly, still play football. That's obviously money is a reward. Football's the real treasure. Playing the game that I grew to love since I was 9 years old. The way it makes me feel, the way it impacts others, and the relationships you create. Even if we didn't get paid the millions or whatever, I'd still be playing football somewhere. That's all I know. And it's more than money. It's more than a game. It's football's a way of life.
And what's your favorite way to spend a day off?
Mm-hmm. Man, I love days. I love off days. Just a chance to recollect and get your body right. Honestly, just making sure I'm eating my 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and really just watching movies. I'm a big movie guy. And you'll ask anyone that knows me. I love going to the movie theater. It's one of my favorite things. I get it from both my dad and mom. They both love going to the movie theater. My dad would always take me to see action movies and those old Western, True Grit, and all those Western movies. And then my mom would always take me and my brothers and sisters to see all the kids Disney movies. And the Harry Potters and Avengers and things like that. So, it's something that's been instilled in our family, is just watching movies. And I do that all by myself, and I'll watch them for hours.
I want to thank you for being with us today, Mr. Phoenix Sproles, and congratulations on everything you're accomplishing, you're doing, soon to be obtaining your master's degree in communications. Anything additional you would like to share before we close out for today?
Man, Steven, I'm just very thankful and just really happy that you gave me this opportunity to come on your show and just to talk a little bit about me. But I just want people to know that there's more to me than what people may see. I know me and you had a conversation about it, but there's more than social media Phoenix. And one day I hope everyone can get to learn that other side of me. And just thank you.
You're welcome. We all know your social media handle on Instagram is Phoenix_Sproles. That's PHOENIX_SPROLES. You've also got a TikTok. Is that the same? Phoenix_Sproles.
So TikTok's different. That one is it's a funny one. P_drippy. So letter P_DRIPPY. I don't know how. I don't know where that came from. I just thought of drip. I just thought, I'm dripping. I had a nice little outfit on, so I'm like, I'm dripping today. So P_drippy. P_drippy.
I really like it. Seriously, no BS. I truly like it. For you, yeah, it works.
It works perfect.
It truly does. And I'm going to honestly say, as I told you before, your fashion's on point. Love your hairstyles, whether you've got that nice, your latest post was this August 21st. I like it where it's like up in the bun, if that's what they call it. I'm not too sure.
Yes, sir. Yep.
That looks really good. Is that your current hairstyle, or is it the one where you've got that nice fro?
Yeah, I got the lion fro out today. I'm gonna change that up next week though. I got to get it taken care of.
Either way, those two styles really work. I like it, and I'm encouraging you to stick with it.
I appreciate that. I will. Thank you.
Any upcoming projects? What do we have to look forward to that's all about Phoenix?
I think I'm just gonna lock in a lot more on football since it's my last go around. Probably gonna be off social media as much as I normally am. And just try and give everything I have for this last season. So you're gonna see a lot more football stuff and of my team as well.
And protect those knees. Wow.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always.
Who would you like to give a shout out to?
I'm gonna shout out my guys today. My whole football team at North Dakota State University. Love those guys. We got a big game against the University of Arizona this week. And I'm excited to go to battle with them and looking forward to it.
Awesome. I appreciate you. Thank you again, Phoenix, for being with us today on Live on Air with Steven Cuoco on Power 98.5 satellite radio. I can't wait to witness more of what you're doing. And when you take a break from social media, you've got my private number. Don't hesitate to text, reach out, update. Remember what I shared with you. There's 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds in a day. When you remember to think about your family and your loved ones, you are still thinking about yourself and you're putting everybody first. So always keep that in mind.
Yes, sir. Always. Thank you so much. Like I said, I really appreciate what you've done for me. So thank you so much.
You deserve it, my friend. We're going to re-air this interview tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Power 98.5 satellite radio. You can tune in to all things Power 98.5 on the iOS and Android app. Put it in, add it into your Alexa skill, or go to the Power 98.5 satellite radio station at power985.com. Once again, power985.com. for all things sports, entertainment, news, and great interviews and guests just like Phoenix Sproles. Thank you again for joining us today. Once again, this interview with Phoenix Sproles will air tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern. Share with your friends, your family. And Phoenix, I just want to ask you one more thing. And there was one more question. And this was just something that came to my mind that wasn't something I got from TikTok. What is the bigger picture for you? What does that look like?
That looks like, through God, if it's possible, I'm hopefully going to be in the professionals in the NFL, making plays on Sundays. So that's what you're going to see in the big picture.
No, I don't doubt it. I really don't. I don't.
Appreciate you.
I appreciate
Thank you.
too. Absolutely. Thank you again, everyone, for staying with us today. Have a great week, great weekend, great rest of your year. It's going to be fall very soon. Break out the jeans, sneakers, boots, whatever it is that may have you. And yes, we're going to be able to get back into the jackets again. I think I've got to take all my summer clothes to Goodwill, or there's actually a place out here for military, and I prefer taking it there if possible. So find those bins that you can donate your clothes and items to the military and help them out. And I don't know if there's anything for homeless, but yeah, whatever clothes you wore over and over again during the pandemic or summer, if you can, donate them. Have a great day, everyone.
Friend us on your socials and let's connect.